Coming up on The Local Traveler, if you think all cheese is equal and made in the same way, well, you'd be wrong. Coming up, we learn what makes a superior cheese that not only has stellar nutritional benefits, but it's also Kentucky proud. Make sure and catch this cheesy episode of The Local Traveler. High-quality natural cheese is skillfully made by hand. The flavor of the cheese relies on simple, wholesome ingredients and gentle handling. European cheesemakers still carry on the tradition, but Kentucky is not usually a place that comes to mind when you think of handmade artisan cheese. There are only 4 urban artisan cheesemakers in the U.S., and Boone Creamery in Lexington happens to be one of them. Today we're going to check out their old European traditional cheese-making techniques and the Kentucky Proud store. Boone Creamery makes their handmade cheese from all-natural Kentucky milk, where the cows are pasture-grazed. In addition to starting with vitamin-rich milk, Boone Creamery uses traditional European techniques to protect the delicate curds. Although this requires more time and effort, it creates a better cheese with rich, complex flavors. I'm here today talking with Ed Puterbaugh, and he is the owner and the great cheesemaker here at Boone Creamery. Thanks for having the Local Traveler out.
Well, thank you for being here.
We're excited to come and see the cheese master at work here. You've been doing this for several years, right?
I've been making cheese about 8 years.
And you were in a different location but have recently moved.
We used to be up the street next to Fazoli's. We built this location specifically with tour groups in mind.
Yeah, and you have a great window into kind of all the action and all that's going on back there. Talk to me about what people can see when they come on a tour.
It's a window to all the action. So at any given time during the day, something is going on. We may be actively making cheese or cutting cheese or packaging cheese, but they get to see the whole process. Today we're making a Gruyere in the room here.
Well, talk to me about all the different types of cheeses that you produce here.
So most of my cheeses are not regular cheeses. We do things like Sassy Redhead and Mamma Mia and Tuscan Sun, and these are all my own cheeses that we have invented, in one way or another. So we do 39 different kinds, which is really kind of insane, but we have fun with it.
That's great. Well, do you have a favorite, or is that like picking a favorite child?
My favorite cheese is our Smoky Mountain. That is a very, very, very lightly smoked Gruyere. Probably the only smoked Gruyere in existence, because other people who have tried smoking Gruyere, they overdo the smoke and they kill the flavor. Okay. Certainly second or number 1, depending on the evening. I do probably the best blue cheese on the planet, and I'm not shy about saying that. It's called Ginger Rhapsody. It is a creamy blue cheese with a little bit of ginger in it.
Oh, that sounds excellent.
Yeah, it was served at the James Beard House in New York last summer. But wonderful, wonderful blue cheese. And we do a local fan favorite called Wildcat Blue, which is a blue Gouda. And it sells like crazy here in Lexington for obvious reasons.
Right. Well, and Gouda, you can't go wrong with Gouda.
You can't go wrong with Gouda. It's a nice cheese.
Well, and the cheeses that you make are different than how other people make them. I mean, you really are making them the traditional way, and you have such a great history and knowledge of the bacteria that there's lots of good health benefits and probiotics and things packed in, right?
There's a lot of difference between a natural artisan cheese and factory cheeses. And so for us here at all our farmers markets and shows, it's a constant educating of consumers. And once they understand the difference, once they taste the difference, it becomes really obvious. But for example, our cheese has no lactose because it's naturally aged. That's not true of a lot of factory cheeses because they use chemicals and enzymes to force the aging.
Well, and you not only do things the right way for your products, but you showcase other people's products that are doing things the right way.
We do. 1st of December, we added the Kentucky Proud store here at Boone Creek. We get a lot of tourists, and we wanted to showcase Kentucky products because we're really proud of all these producers and what they do. They do it right. They don't cut the corners. They don't add all the chemical garbage, and so this is the good stuff that Kentucky is all about.
Well, and your collection is very vast, and it's really the largest one in Central Kentucky, right?
Yes, we have the largest collection of Kentucky Proud products in Central Kentucky, and probably the second largest in the state. And we've got a lot of little producers here that you'll just never find anyplace else.
In addition to a Kentucky Proud store, another special feature at Boone Creek Creamery is the ability to actually see the cheese being made right before your very eyes. Thanks to Ed's vision to incorporate an observation room, the Creamery has become a major agricultural tourist destination in the Bluegrass. So we are back here where the magic happens. I know you've got a lot of processes here that you're going to do. Tell me what's going to happen.
Well, an hour ago we added rennet to the milk. Rennet is what coagulates the milk. So if everything has worked the way it should, this 220 gallons of milk is going to be about the consistency of Jell-O. And so we will test that, first of all. Let's stick a knife in it. And if you notice, it separates. It's thickened up. That's what you call a clean break. That tells me that we are ready to go. And so I'm ready to cut the motors on. Ramp it up a little bit.
And we were talking earlier that cheese is different mainly by the process in which you make it, not so much that you're adding a lot of different flavors or things like that, right?
That's correct. We do not add anything to give it a Gouda flavor or a cheddar flavor. That's not the way it works. I tell people that making cheese is like cooking an egg. If you crack an egg in a frying pan, if you leave it alone, it's sunny side up. If you rake a fork through it, you just gave it a completely different flavor, completely different texture. Cheese is the same way. So right now we're cutting the curds, and the bigger you cut the curds, the more moisture that the finished cheese will have 3, 6, 12 months from now. So we're really making some dramatic decisions about the outcome with this cheese right now. And so we're making a Gruyere today. So we will cut the curds to about 1/2 inch. That greenish yellow color that you're seeing there is vitamin B. Okay, vitamin B is water soluble, so very little of it stays in the cheese. It comes out in the whey. We sell our whey to the horse farms.
Oh, okay.
We're the only company in the United States that's actively selling liquid whey to horse farms.
You are really Kentucky proud.
Well, it's about being Kentucky proud, but it's also being as green as we can be.
Sure, absolutely.
It's recycling of a product that otherwise might go to waste.
Seeing the art of cheese making is a fascinating adventure. Ed says that he has busloads of visitors on a regular basis. There is no cost for the tour, and it's more than just an educational experience. It's quite a tasty one too, with free samples to help you pick your favorite flavor. After a visit here, you're sure to become a real cheesehead and maybe walk away with a few other Kentucky favorites. When we come back from the break, we talk to a couple of producers who sell their products here at the Boone Creek Creamery Kentucky Proud store. Today we're checking out Boone Creek Creamery, where delicious handmade artisan cheese is made. We talked with cheesemaker and owner Ed Puterbaugh about the proper way to make cheese and got a tour of his unique facility. But it's not just his own products that he's selling. He recently opened a Kentucky Proud store to help showcase other products as well. I'm here talking today with Keegan McGee, and he's a farmer at Turtleback Ridge. Thanks for coming out and talking to us today about your product.
Absolutely, happy to do it.
You have some interesting jams here. I know you do other things as well, but one of the things sold at the Kentucky Proud Market here at Boone Creek Creamery are these excellent jams. And I notice habanero, jalapeno. You're liking it spicy.
Yeah, they're a spicy jam in a tomato base mixed with, there's fresh garlic and ginger in it. So it's really a good pairing for like meats and cheeses and that kind of thing. I use it for spreads on sandwiches as well, but that's kind of the best pairings for it would be like a bratwurst or some of the cheese from Boone Creek Creamery here. So
yeah, I've definitely seen that on their website, just kind of this paired with their cheeses. And
yeah.
Now talk to me a little bit about the farm. How long have you all had it?
Well, my parents have owned the farm for about 20 years now. We're in the middle of, I guess, our third season as a business. So yeah, I've had it for about 20 years.
Oh, wow. So, but 3 years just kind of producing and having a product. What other products do you do?
The other product that the Kentucky Proud store carries is the gooseberry chutney that we make. It's gooseberries blended with sugar, vinegar, and spices. And its ideal pairing is a pork chop or any kind of cut of pork, really. But it's also good with crackers and cheese and that kind of thing, too.
I hear it's hard to keep that one in stock.
The gooseberry chutney, yeah, it is in fairly limited quantities, and people seem to really like it, so it moves pretty quickly. But it is gooseberry season now, so I'm in the middle of harvesting, and we should have more very soon, hopefully, on these shelves.
Yes. Then you guys have other things on the farm, right?
Yeah, we're a small-scale diversified farm, so we have a flock of chickens that we're trying to perpetuate, and we also raise diversified vegetables. We have lots of other kind of unique fruits that we grow. We grow black currants, black raspberries, yellow raspberries, and then a few other kind of one-off unique fruits. So yeah, we got a little bit of everything going on.
Yeah, you do. Well, I know we've got some jalapeno chili jam to try. Would you mind having a cracker with me?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Now, is this gonna like blow my head off, or?
The jalapeno is fairly mild,
Okay.
especially when compared with the habanero. Like I said, it's a tomato-based jam, so that sweetness helps mediate the spice. And then the garlic and the ginger and the other ingredients kind of help mellow the flavor or the heat of the jalapeno.
Now, and these are all things that were grown on your farm.
We grow the tomatoes and the peppers and the garlic. We unfortunately are unable to grow the ginger, but
Sure.
yeah, we try and grow as much of everything that we put into our products. So.
All right, this is family farm taste
Cheers.
right here. That's really good. It's got a perfect blend of sweetness and spiciness.
Yeah, it's got that subtle heat, and then the layers of the garlic and the ginger kind of follow in the end, and yeah, it's very nice.
Oh yeah, this would pair very well with cheese.
Yeah, particularly the Scandinavian bread cheese melted with that spread over top is to die for.
Finding unique items from small family-owned companies like Turtleback Ridge is not uncommon here. You can also find some of the larger brands, and you might even recognize a few from past episodes. There's a great mix of iconic Kentucky Proud brands, as well as some you might never have heard of before. I'm here talking with Sandra Strunk, and she's the creator and head chef at Sandra's Wine Creations. Thanks for coming out and talking with us today.
Well, glad to be here.
I'm excited about some of the stuff that you're doing because you are combining kind of a love of wine and the way that it tastes with some great products. Talk to me about that.
Well, I started out with the blackberry wine for the first vineyard. I started out making it for them. And a lot of the wine comes from them. All the wine is local, and I make wine candy also.
You've got some neat creations there. Talk to me about some of the maybe customer favorites.
I'd have to say the best seller is the blackberry. There's so many things you can do with them. Makes great blueberry shortcake.
Okay.
And put it over waffles or pancakes. And the blackberry makes excellent meatballs.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
wouldn't have thought of that.
A jar of this and a jar of the chili sauce.
Oh yeah, see, so I would have thought crackers and things like that with it, or maybe toast and jelly, but you cooking with it is a great idea. Well, and you've got a lot of different varieties here of candy, right? You do?
Just 6.
6, okay, what are they?
Orange Chardonnay and coffee bourbon with Merlot, chocolate wine, raspberry wine, chocolate wine with red pepper, and then I have a cinnamon whiskey, but they ate it already.
Oh.
And my favorite is the chocolate wine with the red pepper. You'd like to try one?
Yeah, I'd love to have one with you. With 6,000 square feet of space, you'll find lots of ways to go local at Boone Creek Creamery. In addition to having the largest store featuring only Kentucky Proud products in the region, this is also one of the largest artisan cheese producers in Kentucky. The cheese here is a real superstar, and you can find lots of delicious and innovative flavors, such as smoked Gouda, jerk cheddar, Kentucky Derby, Mamma Mia, and Sassy Redhead. Of course, you can taste them all for yourself when you come in for a tour. After Ed had a successful marketing campaign showing himself in this pot where they used to make cheese, it became a rite of passage when you came to tour at Boone Creamery to get your picture in the pot. And I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Make sure and add Boone Creamery to your local travelers list.